Thought it should have been better. Damian in London. Hi, Damian.
Good evening, Mr. Frost.
Good evening, sir.
I just want to talk about quickly Cody Franzen.
Yeah, man.
I'm concerned just for the fact that I know he and Lyles were kind of the scapegoats in the regard in the third goal for the fact that they went in too deep and I guess followed the breakaway and Broughton overskated the puck and a series of events got Skinner the goal there to essentially almost put us on ice. And I guess you see Kessel come back and that quick trigger offense got us back into the game. However, going back to Franzen, you look at the fact that he's played well the past couple of games. You look at the game against Nashville. I believe he played over 17 minutes. He had quality chances here, there. I mean, obviously his defensive game isn't there. It's not up to snub, but he provides offense. And I mean, that's something we obviously have to consider. You're gonna get positives, you're gonna get negatives with the guy, but at the same time, you have to give him his opportunity. I mean, they were saying today that this is only his first game where he plays back-to-back games from the year.
Yeah.
All right, and you gotta think if you continue to give him ice time, you'll see him develop. He has a lot of potential. And I mean, just for the fact that we brought up Holzer. I mean, he's been playing superb with the Marlies. I'm not gonna end in that regard, but I mean, you guys still have to consider. You know what, Franzen is the top 6 guy in the NHL, and I mean, he may have been playing bottom pairing minutes with the Predators to begin with from last year, but he's still a quality guy who can give you minutes. And I think at this stage, you might have to consider him more in terms of power play time and contributing to power play. I think we're 7th in the league right now, which is hard to believe to begin with, considering where we started out in the year and to where we are now. I mean, the overall consistency has started to progress, and I think you can attribute that to the coaching staff of the assistant coaches, where you look at the assistant coach that came from the Islanders, the former head coach there, name's escaping me at the
Scott
moment.
Gordon.
Thank you. But yeah, so I think you can look at him, who's been taking over the power play duties, and I think he's progressed and slowly brought into that system. And you look at that, and you see that consistency there. And I mean, there's obviously positives to look at, but at the same time, you have to consider we've come far. And I mean, the 401 start really helped us out. We're looking at, I think right now, not attributed to this game, I think we're looking at an average of like 94, 96 points, which is promising. And I mean, that in that regard right there is you're looking at a playoff spot. And I mean, if we can continue this trend of just playing consistent hockey, I mean, you gotta keep going with the punches, and you can't find yourself trailing early in the games. You can't find yourself only playing 20 minutes. I mean, to allude to previous callers, I mean, you had, I believe his name was Kahhstah in Montreal a couple nights ago. One of the calls that stood out for me was he made the point that you have to look at the defensive system and the way we rolled out, where we play. And I mean, I think the one thing we're lacking on this team, aside from just the hot start from Kahhstah and that kind of stuff, is we're really lacking an identity, I would say. And just want to get your thoughts on that, and then I guess.
Oh yeah, my thoughts on what, that they're lacking an identity.
Identity. I mean, just
I think for a team as young as this Leaf team is, they're still working on developing that identity. You know, yeah. I think the identity is maybe of this team off the top of my head, Damian, that they're a very fast team, speed works, and they're a difficult team to play against.
But as that Kahhstah call alluded to a while back, did he not say that? When you look at our defense, are we really that quick of a team? But are we really that quick on the defensive end? And that might be what's killing us in terms of some of the games where we can't keep up with some of the stronger teams in the Eastern Conference and over the NHL overall. I mean, we've lost games to great teams, and to be a great team, you have to be able to beat those guys. And I just haven't seen that so far.
Yeah, I think the identity is still being worked on. Yeah, you make some good points, Damian. Got to get better on the back end, playing against some of the better teams. Much appreciated. Thank you. You remember the call from Kahhstah in Montreal better than I do. And some of the details of that call. Damian, thanks for